Today, the gates to one of humanity's darkest corners are being opened. For years, a terrifying secret, a state-sanctioned nightmare, has remained hidden. Sednaya, Syria's most notorious prison, its truth and its horror. Now everything is being revealed. Today we uncover what lies behind these grim walls, what dark events transpired in the shadows. Are you ready? Sednaya was never just a prison. It was a sealed box of secrets. For years, the world was oblivious to the horrors hidden behind its walls. Under the regime's watch, this prison became a graveyard, a place where silence reigned. But now the dark face of Sednaya is emerging. The terror endured by prisoners, the atrocities once unknown, are now coming to light. People vanished, their names erased, justice almost entirely absent. Inside these walls, it was as if the concept of life itself had been abandoned. And now those dreadful gates are opening. The world is beginning to see what truly took place inside. All eyes are fixed on this once-forgotten place of torment as the truth finally comes to the surface. Sednaya was not just a place of imprisonment, it was a place where humanity was obliterated. The scale of torture here is beyond imagination. Electric shocks, starvation, psychological manipulation, every form of physical and mental torment imaginable was inflicted. But these were just the surface. The true horror of Sednaya was not only the pain of the body, but the destruction of the spirit. Thousands of lives were erased here, their disappearances ignored by the world. Those who vanished became ghosts, their stories lost in the void. And now, those lost souls are returning, their cries cannot be silenced. The dark history of Sednaya is being revealed, and it's more terrifying than anyone could have predicted. Sednaya was never just a prison. It was a tool for the regime to maintain control, to crush dissent and exert power. It wasn't just about locking up individuals. It was about breaking them, body and soul. Inside these walls, prisoners weren't just imprisoned. They were reduced to nothingness. Sednaya was a mechanism designed to erase identity, to destroy hope. Inmates here didn't just survive, they were stripped of everything that made them human. They endured mental and physical breakdowns, one after the other. And now the true nature of this hellhole is being laid bare. The brutal system that existed inside these walls, built on fear and control, is being exposed. When the gates of Sednaya opened, the world saw something that went far beyond the stories of individual suffering. Sednaya was a microcosm of a much larger, more terrifying system. It was a reflection of a state so consumed by fear and control that it had no qualms about breaking the spirit of its people. Every life lost here was more than just a statistic. It was a message. It was an example of what could happen to those who opposed the regime. Today, as Sednaya's horrors are exposed, we realize that this was never just a prison. It was a tool of state terror. Every torture, every disappearance, every death was a part of a much broader agenda. The prison wasn't just for criminals, it was for anyone who dared to challenge the power. And now those once silenced voices are finally being heard. Sednaya's gates are open, and the horrific truths are out in the open. What happened here is not just the story of a prison. It's the story of a regime's crimes, exposed for the world to see. This is the unveiling of a history that has been buried, hidden, and ignored for far too long. And now, nothing can erase these truths. Sednaya is not just a place of pain. It's a symbol of what happens when power is unchecked, when a regime seeks to control through fear and violence. The cries of the lost, the tortured, and the disappeared now echo for all to hear. These stories will not fade into the shadows again. The truth is out, and there is no going back. Today, Sednaya's secrets have been revealed, and the world can no longer deny the horrors within. But this is only the beginning. The voices that were once lost, the lives that were erased, they will no longer be forgotten. The world will remember what happened here, and the ghosts of Sednaya will continue to speak, to remind us of what was lost,